Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue, I am Eric. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind just opened at EPCOT at Walt Disney World, and while the theming stuff looks cool and all, I'm much more intrigued by the thrill aspects, and what this could mean for the future of Disney attractions. Before we begin, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel so you know when new content comes out. I have a lot more on the way, mostly not Disney related, but let's get into this. So looking at Cosmic Rewind, I have not ridden it, but it goes 60 miles per hour, it spins, it has backwards launches, it has a lot of thrill elements to it. That's not common at Disney. Apart from, say, Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, we don't have a ton of crazy thrill attractions. So we must wonder why that's starting now. The main reason I think they must be doing this kind of thing with more thrills is because of Universal. Universal has become quite the adversary for Walt Disney World because Universal Orlando Resort is now awesome, with Velocicoaster being a ride that attracted a huge amount of people, both thrill seekers and not. And it's certainly one that leans more toward thrills and theming, even though the theming is excellent. But when you have things like the Mosasaurus roll, of course a lot of people who are mostly into thrilling attractions are going to want to go there. So I feel Cosmic Rewind is probably a response to that. Disney most likely does want to be able to compete with Universal in every regard. In a way, they're able to beat them with theming and immersion and such. And of course with dark rides, you can go either way. But thrills, it's almost objective that Universal is better. When you have Hulk, Velocicoaster, against the likes of Rock and Roller Coaster, the vast majority of people prefer Hulk or Velocicoaster. And even some family coasters such as Hagrid's are much more thrilling than Expedition Everest or Space Mountain. So I think Disney is trying to go a little more that thrilling route, especially considering they put this at EPCOT. And obviously EPCOT are trying to do a lot of improvements because there was a time when it really just was kind of a mess. It was a great park back when it opened, I think. I don't know because I was not alive at that point. But I just hear so many say EPCOT's not what it used to be. So perhaps Cosmic Rewind is trying to revitalize EPCOT in a way, and I imagine they thought adding a thrilling ride there was a good way to do that. Because apart from that, they had Mission Space, which is of course very intense, but not exactly a thrilling thing people enjoyed. Then you had Test Track, which certainly has its thrilling moments as well. But I think I can see why they thought putting a roller coaster at EPCOT, that'd be smart. Now people who are into roller coasters might want to go to EPCOT more than a Universal park. So I can certainly see what they were trying to do with that. And I think that was probably one of their objectives with making a more thrilling roller coaster in that area. What could this mean for the future Disney attractions though? I do feel, looking at Walt Disney World alone, Magic Kingdom is not going to add a lot more thrilling attractions anytime soon. It is the most visited park in the world, and everybody likes it for what it is right now. It is good as a park that is much more catered toward families, especially those with younger kids. Obviously an adult can still enjoy it there. I don't think a person who goes to a park mainly for thrills will enjoy it as much, such as myself. But I think it's good for what it is, and it certainly is getting the job done as a park. So Magic Kingdom does not really need to add the next Velocicoaster. Animal Kingdom, it's one that is so focused on theming and immersion. If they do an intense roller coaster, it's definitely going to be what they did with Cosmic Rewind. They're going to make an indoor one with a giant building that is pretty far away from the actual park, so hopefully people wouldn't be able to see it. That would kind of be similar to how the Forbidden Journey giant warehouse that's in at Universal, they try to hide it behind the castle. And they did a solid job with that. Granted, you can still now see it from Velocicoaster, but that's not really the point. So I think Animal Kingdom is a possibility. And then with how much they put into Hollywood Studios lately, perhaps in the near future we won't see an attraction at all. But if they are to add another one, I can absolutely see Hollywood Studios making a high thrill roller coaster similar to Velocicoaster. Hollywood Studios already has the weakest atmosphere of any of the Disney parks. So it definitely would make sense if they were to add something that wouldn't necessarily take away from it, but if it's a good enough looking roller coaster, it could actually add to the experience. I'm not sure what they would theme it to, But with what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, I could see them going more with some of their other popular IPs. Maybe other popular Marvel characters that are not used by Universal. The reason they did Guardians as a whole was most likely just because of the fact that they couldn't do, say, Hulk or Iron Man. Well, maybe they could do Iron Man. I'm not quite sure how they would have done it with Walt Disney World because you have Spider-Man right there. But the key thing is, I could definitely see them making some other Marvel rides. They have so much access to other IPs, and I'm curious to see where Disney goes in this direction. But I think the future Disney attractions, we could definitely see, even though they've definitely been going the route of a lot of big, large, immersive lands and trying to improve that theming aspect. In terms of rides at Walt Disney World, I think the next time we see a big land expansion, like maybe a new Fantasyland thing or something like that, I think there definitely could be a large, thrilling roller coaster, built in a way that it does not mess with any immersion, so possibly indoor roller coasters, of course, or they do what Universal did with Velocicoaster. Not sure what they would do for sure, but I think it's very possible they will be seeing quite a few more roller coasters come to Walt Disney World, just as thrilling, if not more so than Cosmic Rewind, in the future. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this sort of prediction video. If I had to guess, Hollywood Studios is definitely going to be the next one to get a big roller coaster, but we'll have to be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to the channel so you know when new content comes out, and comment your thoughts on the potential future of thrilling rides at Disney down below. I'll see you next time.